The top story coming in from Telangana after Himachal Pradesh, after Karnataka, another Congress government state, saying that they are facing a massive cash crunch. This is not looking good. Chief Minister Revanth Reddy says, and I quote him here first, we are facing a difficulty in paying salaries, unable to pay the salaries and the dearness allowance, the DA. And this, remember, is a big admission, but it also then raises serious concerns. Who will it impact? Whose DA and whose salaries are going to be impacted? And saying there is dire financial status. But I wonder if the salaries are with regard to MLAs or possibly the ones who are working as employees with the government of the state. This is what Chief Minister Revanth Reddy said.
ప్రతి నెల మొదటి తారీఖు నాడు జీతాలు ఇవ్వడానికి తలప్రాణం తోకొకొస్తుంది. మా ప్రభుత్వ ఉద్యోగులకు నేను ఇక్కడ నుంచి విజ్ఞప్తి చేస్తున్నా. నెల నెల మొదటి తారీఖు నాడు జీతాలు తీసుకొని మనం ప్రభుత్వానికి కొంత సేవలు అందిద్దాము. కొంత సమయం పడుతుంది. ఈరోజు ఏమాత్రం ఏం చేసుకున్నా ఈ వ్యవస్థ కూడా దెబ్బతింటుంది. మన మొదటి తారీఖు నాడు జీతాలు ఇవ్వడానికి రిజర్వ్ బ్యాంకు దగ్గర అప్పుడప్పుడు చేబదులు అంటారు కదా అధ్యక్ష, ఊర్లలో అంటాం కదా, బ్యాంకు లోను షూరిటీస్ కాకుండా చేబదులు మళ్ళీ ఇస్తాం. 4,000 కోట్ల రూపాయలు చేబదులు చేసి ఫస్ట్ నాడు జీతాలు ఇచ్చిన అధ్యక్ష. రిజర్వ్ బ్యాంకును ఇంకో 4-5 రోజులలో నీకు సర్దుతా నాకు వచ్చేదాన్ని బట్టి చేబదులు అని రిజర్వ్ బ్యాంకులో 4,000 కోట్ల రూపాయలు తెచ్చుకొని ప్రభుత్వ ఉద్యోగులకు మొదటి తారీఖు నాడు జీతాలు ఇచ్చిన అధ్యక్ష. అందుకే దయచేసి మా ప్రభుత్వ ఉద్యోగులకి ఈ ప్రభుత్వం మీది అన్ని లెక్కలు మీ ముందరనే పెడతా. ఏది ఎట్లా పంచుదామో చెప్పండి, ఏది ఆపుదాం, ఏది పంచుదాం. మీ లెజిటిమేట్ రైట్ డిఏలు కావచ్చు, కరువు భత్యం కావచ్చు, ఇవన్నీ మీ లెజిటిమేట్ రైటే. కానీ నిజమైన జీతభత్యాలు మొదటి తారీఖు నాడు ఇవ్వడానికే.
My colleague Abdul Bashir joins me for the latest on that. Abdul, good morning. You tell me about what precisely is it looking like right now when Chief Minister Revanth Reddy says we don't have money as much to be able to pay salaries.
Well, Chief Minister Revanth Reddy, on a demand, on a question in the council on Saturday regarding the pending DAs for the government employees, he stated that it is very difficult to pay the salaries. He is, however, paying it on 1st of every month. So he's requested the government employees to continue their work. And when it comes to DA or the retirement amount, the government is trying to solve these issues as well. However, the hand loan of rupees 4,000 crores is being taken from the RBI to pay the salaries on 1st of every month, which is being implemented and given to the employees. And he has requested the employees to continue their work. He's also said that he'll provide all the accounts to the employees itself, and it will leave it to them to decide to exactly what should be paid first. Is it the salaries or the DAs or the all pending dues to the government employees, is what he stated. Now here, he's also said that the government is working on resolving the issues of the long pending DAs or the payment, pending payments to the government employees.
Did you hear of any of such issues in the previous government of the BRS, the KCR government earlier? Or how did you basically look at how Telangana, before this government, if they face similar issues, or is this the first time that we are hearing of this?
Well, in the previous government also there were pending DAs, or if you remember, the retirement amount also was pending, and to which the Telangana Chief Minister cited in the assembly, in the council itself, that to get away with the retirement dues or the payment which is given, the retirement amount which is given to the employees, which would be around for a clerk of around 50 lakhs to a higher official of about 1 crore 15 lakhs nearly, is what he stated, that to get away with this kind of payment, he had extended KCR government during the KCR regime had extended the retirement age.
Does this impact possibly the junior rung employees or the senior ones who are paid a hefty amount? Are we looking at any sort of categories or hierarchy here?
No, there is no any sort of hierarchy that the Chief Minister is talking about, but he was talking about all the government employees who are receiving their salaries in time, but only the DAs and the other dues are pending, which have
We'll keep tracking the latest. So right now it is about the DA, the dues or the reimbursements that usually come in with the salary, but possibly the basic salary will still go in. What does it look like for a state of Telangana? Remember that separated from Andhra Pradesh for the reason that it wanted to hold its own identity. Joining me now live is the BRS leader, M. Krishank. BRS, remember, was the party in government before this. M. Krishank, you tell me, when you hear the Chief Minister of a state acknowledge that they are facing financial hurdles, Do you think it will impact one and all, or it should be a temporary phase?
No, well, definitely it will impact Pujaji, because first you came on the basis of lies, gave a lot of promises. In fact, we remember India Today's conclave. Our Chief Minister Revanth Reddy ji very clearly explained when he was asked that how will you fulfill the Congress guarantees, the declarations, the 420 promises you've given. On that question, then PCC President Revanth Reddy very clearly said that Telangana, which is the fourth largest contributor as per the Reserve Bank of India, has clearly the surplus revenue where we can accommodate all these Congress guarantees, declarations, promises. This was what said by Mr. Revanth Reddy. And after that, from day one, you started to keep out excuses of debts. Let me tell you that Reserve Bank of India has clearly mentioned that Telangana was a case of study where it had the potential to repay its loans much before the time frame because of the infrastructure, the capital expenditure which we did. But now, in just 15 months, Revanth Reddy Garu's government has raised 1,58,041 crore of loans. And where has this money gone? No infrastructure built, no new medical college built, no new hospital built, no flyovers constructed.
Where do you think, M. Krishank, that the Revanth Reddy Sarkar has gone wrong, that it has led to this cash crunch?
Just like what has happened in Himachal Pradesh, I believe it's repeating here too. Just what happened in Karnataka, wherever they are going with these guarantees, the impractical, impossible guarantees which they've promised, no proper planning. And today, you just go in front of the employees and say that you cannot, disburse the funds which the pensioners should get, or even the salaries. You have promised 2 lakh jobs in 1 year, which you haven't. The 50,000 jobs which you've given also were notified. The examinations were conducted. The certificates verification were done during BRS government. So Congress per se has not given jobs which they have promised. So without knowing this, based on having some good poll strategists, hiring poll strategists, you give promises. You say 2,000 pension to 4,000 pension. You say Raitu Bandhu from 10,000 to 15,000. Is that under implementation?
But tell me this, M. Krishank, let's also for a minute, if we sort of give benefit of doubt to Revanth Reddy, it's just been over a year that he's been in the government. Even the BRS government did face certain financial issues and concerns. Do you think it's fair to then target a leader who's taken over the government in 2023 and perhaps hasn't had time? Really, do you think that would be a fair assessment?
Well, Poojaji, number one, Congress is not ruling this state for the first time. Even before 2014, for decades and decades, Congress ruled this state. They took this state to a bad condition, after which from 2014 to 2023, Government of India or across India, many states look upon for many schemes towards Telangana, be it water, be it agriculture. Even during lockdown, agriculture in Telangana did not stop. Raitu Bandhu scheme did not stop, but today you have stopped it. What we say is, it's not a matter of like 15 months. We've given them ample time, and that is why our leader KCRG did not speak up. Why till now he hasn't criticized this government is, number one, we've given them ample time, but 15 months is a long time. You should be having a vision. You have a proper manifesto committee. You should be knowing how suddenly now you go to the World Bank, even without having a DPR of Musi, you ask World Bank to give 5,000 crore funds. You start demolishing this.
Okay. Krishank, stay on with me, because what you were mentioning about Revanth Reddy's exclusive conversation at the India Today Conclave, my team has been able to dig it out. Let's listen into this excerpt from India Today Conclave.
How are you going to pay for the guarantees, 4,000 rupees to unemployed youth?
सही सवाल पूछा राजदीप जी. आप जो गलतफहमी में था, मैं भी वही गलतफहमी. 3.75 लाख करोड़ डेब्ट से ये जो इनकम है, इसके हिसाब से हम कुछ कर सकते हैं. मगर कुर्सी में बैठने के बाद असली रूप हमें
But
पता
no,
लग
but
गया.
Mr. Reddy, let me give you-
Come on,
Yes,
Miss-
yes.
Chief
No.
Minister is telling us that you realized only after you became Chief Minister that you can't pay for your guarantees.
Not guarantees. Repayment of loans. I'm not saying that I'm not going to pay for guarantees. I'm not able to repay for my guarantees.
But Mr. Reddy, the charge is exactly that. By raising the kind of debt that you're raising, you're looking to pay your guarantees through that. And I'll give you some figures. Now, the situation of the state is where the positive balance for all 100% days in 2014 is now at positive balance in less than 10% of the days. Now, there is a clear, enormous fiscal deficit. And I'll give you more. You've already, I think, pledged, correct me if I'm wrong, 50,000 crores in 2024 budget for your guarantees. Alongside your own Deputy Chief Minister has said that you're raising, what, 80,000 crores as market debt? How does that work out?
तो क्या करना है, ऐसे ही रेस चल रहा है ना प्रीति जी. जो रेस में हम जो रेस में आगे रेसिंग तो करना ही करे पड़ेगा. स्पीड थ्रिल्स बट किल्स, ऐसा कुछ स्लोगन है ना. ये तो आप मोदी जी दिल्ली में गारंटी दिया हुआ है, तब कोई भी सवाल किया ही नहीं मोदी जी को. मोदी जी आप गारंटी के खिलाफ है, फिर दिल्ली में क्यों गारंटी दे रहा है. आज भी किसानों को 25 lakh 50,000 किसानों को have paid within 3 months 21,000 crores. It is Indian history में पहली बार हमें किया, मैं किया. हिंदुस्तान में कोई नहीं कर सका.
But you admit, Mr. Reddy, fiscally it's not prudent. This guarantee business, रेवड़ी guarantee, whatever you might
फिर
call
सब
it.
लोग चर्चा करने का, एक इंडिविजुअल से कुछ होने वाला नहीं है. क्योंकि इसीलिए मैं जो ओपन फैक्ट है मैं छुपा के झूठ बोलना नहीं चाह रहा हूं. इसीलिए मैं हैसो बात सबके सामने रख रहा हूं, क्योंकि ये चर्चा होने का बहुत जरूरी है.
How are you going to pay for the guarantees? 4,000 rupees to unemployed youth.
सही सवाल पूछा है राजदीप जी. आप जो गलतफहमी में था, मैं भी वही गलतफहमी. 3.75 लाख करोड़ डेब्ट से ये जो इनकम है इसके हिसाब से हम कुछ कर सकता है, मगर कुर्सी में बैठने के बाद असली रूप हमें
But
पता
no,
लग
but
गया.
Mr. Reddy, let me give you-
Come on,
Yes,
Miss-
yes.
Chief
No.
Minister is telling us that you realized only after you became Chief Minister that you can't pay for your guarantees.
Not guarantees. Repayment of loans. I'm not saying that I'm not going to pay for guarantees. I'm not able to repay for my guarantees.
The big news coming in from Telangana Chief Minister Revanth Reddy accepting that there appears to be a massive cash crunch, especially when it comes to paying salaries. The dues, the reimbursements, the dearness allowance, the DA possibly will not be able to be paid by the government. Remember, this comes in as the third state after Himachal Pradesh, after Karnataka. Now Telangana, where Congress-governed states are facing a massive cash crunch. What is happening? I'm joined by the BRS leader here about what is happening in the state. M. Krishag, tell me this, because it appears that, do you think too many guarantees were given by the Congress when they were getting elected, and now they realize they cannot fulfill one and all, very similar to what happened in Karnataka?
Absolutely, Poojaji. See, now repayment of loans cannot be an excuse, because I'll tell you, the facts speak something and Revanth Reddy garu's claim speaks something else. He says that all this 1,58,041 crores has been utilized for the repayment of the previous government's loans, which is absolutely untrue, because the finance minister recently released a document called the Statistical Survey, the Telangana Atlas, in which it is clearly mentioned that monthly the Congress government has paid only 2,000 crores for the repayment of loans, number one, which counts up to around 22,000 crores per year, which is a normal thing. And let me tell you that in the parliament, the figures when they were released, Telangana is not in the top 20 states of debts, not at all in the top 20 states. The Reserve Bank of India has clearly quoted that Telangana is fourth largest contributor to the India's economy. Now suddenly, how has it become so helpless that we cannot pay salaries? You cannot start your guarantees. At least prove us that how are you going to deliver your guarantees, except for the bus scheme, which also has its own troubles because you have still not paid to the RTC. Except for that, Raitu Bharosa was not completed. Loan waiver, let me tell you, Chief Minister in India today says we have given 21,000 crores. But the finance minister says only 8,000 crores have reached to the farmers. In every village, if there are 600 farmers,
But,
out of
okay, so
600
let me
farmers,
ask
500
you
farmers
one
are saying
question
that
here
our loan is
before I
not
let
paid.
you go, M. Krishank, because it was Revanth Reddy who had also accused the BRS government, I read here, accusing the previous government, which was led by a party, of wasting, for example, 1 lakh crore rupees for the construction of the Kaleshwaram lift irrigation project. It got damaged within 3 years, and that the previous government wasted a lot of money on different projects that never materialized. What would you say to that?
Across Telangana today, farmers are protesting for water released. If water has to come, it has to come from the same Kaleshwaram. Be it Kondapochamma Sagar, be it Ranganayaka Sagar, the barrages, the reservoirs which have been constructed by the BRS government, that has been the boon today. That has been what the farmers are demanding. And what has Congress wasted? If Congress is talking, Pujaji, about wastage, SLBC tunnel today, it shows the Congress's work there. It is collapsed. It has taken lives, 8 lives, even though it was red flagged, even though there was a report that there was seepage. The surface has a trouble. Even then, Congress started works for their commissions. 8 lives have gone.
Okay.
50 lives were risked. That is called wastage. But today, Kaleshwaram, which Rahul ji also came and visited, but that Kaleshwaram is delivering today. It is standing rock solid. It is standing rock solid. Even if there was an earthquake recently, even if there were floods recently, the Kaleshwaram continues to deliver. But Congress politicized the Kaleshwaram project, while their own project, their own work, SLBC tunnel, entire country has recently seen how it has collapsed. So I don't think Congress can actually still point out at Kaleshwaram, because today people are doing dharnas. Please release water for agriculture from the same Kaleshwaram.
Okay, I want to appreciate you, M. Krishank, for taking all the questions. And remember, this is going to be difficult for Revanth Reddy. You're talking about salaries for your government employees across categories. And if there's difficulty right now into even paying salaries, what next is then coming for Telangana, and how will they be able to put it back on track for the state to function? It's one of the youngest states of India. And perhaps how can the centre come in here and the state to ensure that it's going to run smoothly? We'll be tracking that and more.